Thank you so much for being on. Hey, so we had you come on to do like a special 20 to 30 minute tech talk, just talking about the industry, talking about technology. We have a saying in our world that when Jason Abrams opens his mouth, gold falls out. So really, we could just sit here and listen to you talk.
Well, and if we can do it conversationally, I want to bring you guys a message, right? Number one, a message of absolute gratitude on behalf of everyone at KWRI, Gary and Josh and your entire executive leadership team. Thank you for everything that you guys are doing. I mean, on a minute-by-minute basis, we're getting emails and text messages and Facebook posts, and we're seeing the thing that happens at Keller Williams anytime that there's a shift or a crisis of any sort, which is we were kind of built during crisis time. If you think about when this company came into its existence, it was responding to a shift in the marketplace. And you were the company that stood up and actually started making those changes. And you've seen how we react to natural disasters. And you just see it, because the truth is, the fundamental truth that is God family business comes out during moments like this. And you see your competitors that may be built on something other than that have a really difficult time finding their footing. And then we see what you guys do, which is everybody gets together, everybody starts pouring into everybody else, everybody asks the fundamental question, what can I give as opposed to what can I take? That just doesn't happen at every company. And so on behalf of everyone here, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because the power of Keller Williams isn't the brick and steel of KWRI. It's each and every one of you and your relationships with your customers. And I wanted to start with that, Dana, and just say thanks.
That's awesome. Well, Jason, so I would love to have you tell everybody a little bit about yourself. We have a lot of realtors from all different brokerages on today. I think we've just about crossed over 400 viewers right now. So tell them a little bit about Jason Abrams, and then we can kind of get started with just the industry and what all is going on.
Yeah, so my name is Jason Abrams. I've been a real estate agent for 21 years. I have a team. We do about 700 transactions a year. We're in a couple of different states. I've had most of the jobs within KW. I've been a team leader and an operating principal and a franchise owner. Right now, I'm the vice president of industry for KWRI. And the reality is, and the reason the position exists, is because we don't operate within a bubble. We operate in partnership with all different brokerage houses and all different technology companies. And what happens in the industry needs to be felt at all different levels. And we ask ourselves a fundamental question every day, which is, what are the business problems that real estate agents need to solve for right now? My job is, as an agent, to help figure out really in real time what those problems are, and then make sure that everything that we do answers them, and then every way we answer them gets better and better and better as we go. Which kind of brings us to where we are right now, because when you look up, there's this doom and gloom that's kind of hanging over the market, right? And I think of it kind of like the Death Star, which is, you don't see it if you're one of the other planets. It's this invisible thing, but you know it's there, and you know that at any point it's loading up this mega laser, and this thing is going to happen. And there's a lot of fear within the marketplace around it, and around real estate agents, around the consumer. And with that comes this amazing opportunity for all of us, because it's in times of uncertainty when people want leaders more than ever. I mean, remember, in the absence of true leadership, people listen to whoever is speaking loudest. And right now, we have this opportunity to connect with our people in a really palpable way. The way that I was thinking about it the other day was, I was kind of thinking about superheroes, which I know is a weird way to talk about tech, but if we were in like Superman's Fortress of Solitude, he's in this thing alone. I mean, even the name of it is solitude. And he works alone and he operates alone. And don't get me wrong, he does really amazing things. But real estate agents, I think, all have superpowers. And we tend to do better when we're organized as a team. And so you look around and you realize that you're exceptional, and your lender is exceptional, and your inspector needs to be exceptional. And I think right now, more than ever before, our technology needs to be exceptional. And the way that I think about it is three different ways. Number one, we know immediately we all need to be cutting our expenses. And we're cutting our expenses not because we see this Armageddon future, but because the gift of the shift is that everyone has the chance to just slow down for a second. And when we slow down, we look up and we can remarginalize our businesses. And we realize really quickly that profit is I'm trying to get the best way to say it, but profit's a privilege, not a right. And we don't get to enjoy that privilege unless we take steps towards it. And right now, we've all been running so fast, we get to stop, we get to take a look up and remarginalize. I do this in 3 different buckets. The first bucket is, give me the A list of your expenses. All of the things that you absolutely need to run your business. And you don't cut those, right? You just have them. Then in B bucket is everything that I would prefer to keep that I really like, but that's not essential to running the business. And then you have this C bucket, which is everything that I've bought and everything that I've added in that might not be essential that I really liked. And some of those are going to be difficult to look at because you're going to be emotionally tied to them. Like maybe you went through that week where you were like, I'm going to get Audible and listen to 11 books a day. And maybe that just didn't happen. And it's okay to cancel that, even if you feel weird about it. So immediately start canceling the stuff that you know you don't need. And then in that B bucket, Dana, especially around tech, we got to look up and make sure that we're getting the most out of the technologies that we're paying for. Because here's what happens. We all buy tech and then learn how to use it in its current form from the day that we buy it. And then the technology continues to evolve. They keep coming out with update after update after update, but very few of us actually change the way we use the tech just because they updated the way that it works. Like when I get an update on my iPhone, like the camera got updated the other day. Then I wanted to take a picture and it wanted to give me a paragraph about what the update was, but I didn't want to read that. I'm probably different than you guys. And I just pushed accept as fast as I could just to take the picture that I wanted.
Yeah.
Right now we have this gift though of slowing down and actually looking at that and making sure that we're getting the most. And here's the reality. A lot of the brokerage houses out there have all built platforms of some sort. You got to look up at the third-party tech that you're using and ask the fundamental question, which is, am I already paying for something that the brokerage house may be offering me that I can offset on some of these costs? The truth is the goal hasn't changed. We got to score touchdowns, and the yards that we need to score them are all around us. And right now, we cannot be out in a lot of our markets capturing market share. Like a lot of us are precluded from showing houses right now. And Dana, if you would permit me, I'd love to talk about how I think we need to respond to that right now.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Well, if you can't collect market share, I think you're best off collecting mind share. Meaning if you collect mind share, that ultimately leads to market share. And the way that I look at it is the fundamental truth, that people do business with people they like. And if that's the case, the focusing questions on days like this is how many more people like me at the end of the day than liked me at the beginning of the day. And I would start with my past clients, because raise your hand if you have any past clients you haven't spoken to in the last 120 days. And as everybody in the room's hands go up, perfect. This is the gift of this shift, which is we can get more human more often with more people. And it's amazing to think that it's the technology right now that's allowing us to reconnect with humanity. Like, understand that 2 weeks ago, it was the technology that was separating us from humanity, because we would be sitting in rooms with people going through the face pages on our phone instead of interacting. And now it's this technology that's allowing us to be human as we've cordoned off into our own houses. That is such a gift. I mean, imagine if this would happen prior to any of this tech. We wouldn't be talking to 1,000 people right now. And so how do you do that? Well, a couple things. Number one, I think that you should be using the socials. I think it's a great time to be posting videos. If you're going to be posting videos, I would urge you to try to not be the expert. People don't want to hear weather advice and fashion advice and health advice necessarily from their real estate agent right now. What I think they do want, though, is for you to help connect them to experts. Meaning, can you have can you host a 10 or 15 minute Facebook interview with a personal trainer? And maybe that personal trainer is going to give 10 or 15 minutes of how people can work out at home. Because I don't know about you guys, I am eating so much food right now.
Oh, it's terrible. I had Fruit Loops the other day, and I haven't had Fruit Loops in like 15 years.
They are so good. I'm eating so much food, and I'm reminded that any pizza that you eat by yourself, regardless of the size, is actually a personal one. That makes me feel better. But I'm just telling you, 10 or 15-minute video on how to work out at home, you're going to get a lot of views on that. Maybe you're going to have, I saw a great realtor do an interview yesterday with an ER doctor that they're friends with, to give a real-time update of what's happening in the hospital. People want to see that. I saw a real estate agent in Beverly Hills do a Facebook Live with a manicurist. And I never would have even known this was a problem, but I guess there's some kind of nails that people get that you can't take off. It's like a powder thing. And she was saying, look, here's how you take them off. If you have to do it at home. And like, that hadn't occurred to me. I saw another realtor in New England do a video on how to freeze food, because there are people that don't want to be going to the grocery store regularly, but there's a right way to wrap up meats and cheeses to freeze them. And I was like, I would never have watched that. And now I'm fascinated by it. And it's these moments. And I would urge you, start interviewing the mom and pop businesses around your farm that are open right now. Meaning, if you can go out and grab some of those relationships and call the mom and pop businesses and say, hey, look, you guys are going to be here when this thing opens back up. Let's make sure that more people know about you when it does. Can we do a 10-minute interview and you can tell everyone about your business, how you're getting through this time, and how excited you are to welcome everybody back? And if I'm you real estate agents, I would probably do it in 3 different ways. Number 1, have them talk about the business. Number 2, talk about what's coming back is going to feel like and how important it is to support small business. And then number 3, are they willing to do something special for your customers? If they're a takeout food, maybe it's get a free appetizer or a free dessert if you order dinner for a family of 3, whatever it is, and then get that out to your people specially, either using targeted Facebook ads. If you're at KW, you would use campaigns for that. If you're at another company, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Or you could be sending out emails or text messages. Very, very important. The trade-off I would be making with these businesses is we're going to help you get through this time by giving you our platform. And then when we come back, we want you to leave a newsletter for our real estate team that will update monthly in your store for the next 5 or 6 months. That way, go ahead, Dana.
I was just going to say, yesterday, Jason, I was on a live stream for KWRI with David, and one of the viewers typed in the best idea. They said they were running campaign ads for their small business owner clients on Facebook.
It's a no-brainer. Every single small business owner you can get into a relationship right now becomes a referral source. And and I think of real estate as connectors, meaning if you have buyers and sellers up here and realtors down here, there's this space in the middle. And the space in the middle is all of these people that know who's going to buy and sell before everybody else. And small business owners are notoriously good at giving referrals. I would be all over that. I think it's really, really important. I also think it's vitally important to be sharing across the entire industry right now. Please, please, please do not get cloistered just talking to any one brand. We have to make sure that all realtors come through this thing strong. And here's why. I think right now, there's this giant bow that's being pulled back and it's getting all this inertia and energy. And when this thing is over and all of a sudden people can go out and breathe and live and look at homes again, you're going to see this thing shoot forward. You got a lot of people out there who are building up pent-up demand for real estate. I promise you, anybody that wanted to sell their house 10 days ago has not spent 2 weeks in it by themselves and decided they love it. The things they didn't like have been magnified, and the fact that they're going to get out and move, I think you're going to see a need like never before for real estate agents. Remember, you guys, there's 350 million people out there. There's only 1.3 million of us. And if this arrow draws back and gets enough inertia, when it comes forward, they're going to need us more than ever. And I'm really excited about that. And I'm reminded, I saw a really interesting picture the other day. It was of the Oval Office, and it was empty. It was during the renovation. And all of a sudden, it just looked like a room. And then you see the exact same thing full of furniture, and now all of a sudden you're back in the Oval Office. And here's the thing. The real estate industry without real estate agents is a lot like this. And when real estate agents bring homes back dynamically by the way that we market them and the way that we talk about them, it turns into this. And this visual representation is really important for everyone to understand, because the consumer has voted so loudly and clearly that what they want is on-demand information. And the internet provides a lot of on-demand information. I mean, you can read about everything. I'm not the only person who gets a headache and then goes on WebMD and then stays awake for 3 days worrying. You can get all the information you want from the internet. But the truth is that the industry, the consumer, has voted, we want a real estate agent, a fiduciary, to then take that information and turn it into actionable intelligence in our life. And in this way, you guys have to be out in front of the consumer, talking to them about what's going on in the market. I mean, every day we get an update on what's going on nationally. Whether you like it or you don't like it, it happens. You guys are the president of your data bank. Use the technology to get out in front. You think that people that are sitting there that are watching their 401ks go down to zero in their retirement accounts, you don't think that they're also asking the fundamental question, well, what's happening with my largest illiquid asset, which is real estate? Friends, they are. And in the absence of true leadership and someone telling them real estate doesn't change minute to minute, the state of our union is strong. And here's the thing, we don't make snap decisions about housing because people don't go home at night and curl up with their stock and bond portfolio, but they do that in their house. And that's why what we do is as humanistic as it is. And I'm gonna say it, Dana, when the technology meets the humanity, we get the best version of the residential real estate agent, which is a tech-enabled real estate fiduciary. You know, if we stand side by side with the consumer through this, and capture mind share, when we come out, I promise you the market share will be waiting. Because what is it that we really do, Dana? We got a few minutes left. Let's just make sure that everybody is really clear. Real estate agents stand in the center of this three-ring circus, and we control all these things that are moving around us. And you know what? Most of them we don't have control over. What we do is we rely on our influence. And influence means that I'm going to make positive change as often as possible. Every time you call a lender or you call a title company and advocate for your customer to close on time or advocate for the right information to be given out, that's you using your influence to control all of the circus that happens around us. That is an irreplaceable item. No one can swipe right and get a fiduciary. It doesn't exist. But the real question that you need to be asking yourself is, does the technology that you have in your business right now solve the business problems that you have? And does it do it at a lower cost? You see, friends, the cost of technology is rising. But you know what? It's aggravating in our industry because it's going down in every other industry. Ask yourself why your third-party CRM costs more than it did yesterday when the price of your flat screen TV costs less. And you know what? The answer for it is that technology is usually built by companies that want to make profits. And I certainly do not begrudge them that, friends. I am a capitalist. But I know this. I know that every dollar that we spend on something that we're either A, not going to use, or B, the consumer doesn't value, is a dollar that we're not spending on family vacations and college funds and everything else. Now, here's my plea, and it's going to feel somewhat impassioned. I need you guys right now. I'm begging you guys right now, please go out and take control of your finances. You got to do this right now. And the reason is because no one can dispute the fact that there's less showings happening today than there was 10 days ago. We can all talk about what we think is going to happen in the market. Some of us are going to be right, and some of us are going to be wrong. But here's the certainty. When you show less houses, there are less contracts written. And when there are less contracts written, there's less closings. And remember, if you're closing out your pipelines right now, that's because you were awesome 90 days ago or 60 days ago. It's not an indication of what's going to happen 60 or 90 days in the future. So when you wake up tomorrow morning in your bed and you go, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm still here. Virus be darned, I'm still here. Don't fall into that false sense of security. I know all you are going to be fine because germs can't grow on steel, and I know this industry is made out of steel, but I'm going to tell you this, 60 and 90 days from now, a lot of us are going to experience cash flow interruptions, and you don't want to start trying to deal with it then because your agreements have 30 days out. You want to start renegotiating and canceling stuff today to keep more cash on hand because a lot of business is about survival, and it's much cooler to start trimming your expenses by choice than by obligation.
First of all, my hand, is anybody else's hand cramping? I'm seeing in the chat, Jason for president. I mean, it's someone's computer is catching fire because you're dropping such fire. So yeah, that is awesome. Oh, I'm taking notes as fast as I possibly can.
Well, I mean, it's a real thing. Look, guys, we're in a street fight. And this thing is going to be side by side, and we're going at it, and we're fighting an invisible enemy. And you know what? Anytime you're fighting an invisible entity, that's one that's going to add to uncertainty. And anytime you have uncertainty into the market, you're going to see fear. And fear is going to lead to bad decisions. That's just what fear does. And you have to look up and then remind yourself the goal hasn't changed. I still got to score touchdowns. I'm going to do it whether it's fair weather or rainy weather. And if that's the case, what can I do today to get to my goal? And today is about lowering and remarginalizing your expenses, not just for your business, but also at home. And it's about collecting mind share, and market share will follow. I promise you that's the answer. And if you're going to start to take action at home and you're going to start to cut some of those household expenses, I would tell you have a great opportunity to include the younger generation in that discussion. I grew up at a time, my parents, they're madly in love, they're the greatest. But my dad was the strong silent type. And the truth is, I didn't know whether he had a good day at work or a bad day at work. I just knew he came home and showed up awesome every single day, no matter what. I wouldn't have known whether he made $100 million or $1. Our lifestyle never changed regardless. But we didn't talk about it very much. And there's this opportunity right now. If you're going to start cutting and you're going to say, you know what, maybe I could do without the exercise bike that I pay monthly for, or the Sirius radio, or I can trim the cable bill, or I can start canceling some of these apps. I did this with my little guy, and he said, you know what, Dad, I can get rid of this app. It was $1.99. But you know what? To him, making the decision to get rid of that, because Angry Birds is awesome, that was a big decision. And if you arm them today, they're going to be a heck of a lot more prepared, because here's what I know. Friends, we lived through an oil crash from 78 to 81. We lived through a stock market crash from 84. It crashed in 87. A bond market crash from 93 to 96. A tech crash, 98 to 2001. A real estate crash from 7 to 13. A gold crash, a Bitcoin crash. And now we're living through whatever this is. And I promise you, your kids are going to be living through something too. Take this opportunity and bulletproof them against the next one.
Yeah. Okay, Jason, can you answer a couple of questions really quick?
Sure.
Okay, somebody said at the beginning, you mentioned reaching out to clients while home. You said something that involved 3 points. Do you remember what?
Good news about me. Because I speak so fast, I can't remember any of it. I'll tell you this, though. As I'm telling you guys to cut your expenses, here's the script right now for everybody out there. It's the Adele script. Hello, how are you?
Yeah.
That's the script. And I've been calling my customers at home, and I've just been saying, hey, listen, I got a phone call from a mentor of mine, and he told me I need to be cutting my expenses, and here's why. And he walked me through it. I know this might feel weird because this isn't what I do for a living, but do you want my help in looking at some of your household expenses and creating a budget just to see if there's anything that we can cut? I have gotten the best feedback from that, and I've had some amazing conversations doing it.
That's awesome. Okay, what about this one? Jason, what should agents look for from their technology solution right now? I'm not seeing third parties lower their cost even now.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to speak against the third party. So we have some really great third party technology in the real estate base that have partnered with realtors. This isn't negative third party. This is just positive realtor profit. Like, hear me really clearly. But I think the litmus test for your technology right now is, number one, what does it cost? And can I get something similar cheaper? I think that really matters. Number two, does it make me smarter about what my customer is doing? Meaning, am I getting feedback back? If I'm just sending information, but I'm not getting smarter, then I'm not playing the big data game. It's a real problem. Number three, does it allow me to sell hyper-local real estate information? I prefer at the neighborhood level, but any way you slice it, we have to be sending real estate information on a regular basis so that we can see who's looking at that information, because that's akin to them raising their hand and asking for a consultant. If you're not sending real estate information, friends, I promise you they're getting it somewhere else. It probably rhymes with Hillo, and it's just my guess. And the last thing, of course, it has to bring your current people closer to you so that you're more likable.
Yep, awesome. Oh my gosh, we're getting a ton. Okay, what's the one great play, AKA the one thing that we can do today to realize 60 to 90 days from now?
It's all about mind share right now. If you can't show houses, then you have to warm up people. And there's a lot of ways to do it. I saw a realtor the other day in Vegas. She went out and she created a picture of a house, black and white, and then a giant KW. And if you're with a different company, use your logo. It doesn't make a difference. And then she sent these out for all the kids at home to color. And the instructions were, take a picture of this, put it on Facebook after it's done, and hashtag me. And I'm watching all these pictures come back, and they're great. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think you have to figure out, how do I connect with the people and meet them in the middle? Remember, real estate agents have always been really good at meeting people where they need to be met. Right now, you can't meet them in person, so you better be reaching them in a cybernetic way and reaching them right here where it counts.
Yep. Okay, like 2 or 3 quick more ones. For the videos with small businesses, are you seeing them via Zoom, or is the realtor and the business owner sharing the same space?
Yeah, no. I think sharing the same space is tone deaf right now, because if you do, you're going to get half the audience that thinks it's fine, and then you're going to get the other half who thinks that we should be practicing distancing, and you're actually going to hurt your likability score. I think you do it via Zoom.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Okay, and then you work obviously super close with Gary Keller and Josh team.
Yeah, but by Zoom or a different one. In full disclosure, I'm a shareholder in that company, so but there's a lot of great ones out there. I don't want to seem like I'm pushing that one exclusively.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. You are obviously in close conversations with Gary Keller and Josh team a lot, Gary being one of the most influential real estate people in the world. So what tech conversations are you guys having right now? Oh, there they are.
These guys? What are these guys talking about? They're talking about the exact same thing that they were talking about prior to, which is real estate agents have superpowers. That's just how it is. And the technology that we're building has to magnify those powers, not minimize them. Meaning anybody who's supporting a technology company that has a vision of real estate without the realtor really has to look at what vote they're making on the future. And I think you need to reallocate those dollars. If someone can't lay out to you the plan on how the tech that they're selling you makes real estate agents stronger and more profitable moving forward, I beg that you run in the other direction.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, somebody did get the 3 things from the beginning that you said. The list of expenses, must have, expenses prefer to keep, but not essential, and then things you don't need that you can cut. So perfect.
And by the way, Dana, I stole all that from a webinar that I watched with Brian Gubernick. The guy is wicked smart when it comes to expenses. This is what he said to do. And he said that if you wait till Monday, you're foolish. You cut everything in that last bucket today. And then you start asking the fundamental question about bucket number 2, am I getting the most out of this product?
I love what Brian always says about losing his American Express every couple of months just to see what's on there that he doesn't even know was on there. It's like the best genius idea of thing to do.
100%.
Man, Jason, this was incredible. Thank you so much. You're always awesome. We love having you a part of our world. We're thankful, thankful for your friendship, and we just appreciate your time. We know that you're getting a ton of love. Oh my goodness, in the chat. So
thank you guys for having me. Everybody out there, stay healthy, stay happy, and enjoy the gift here. Remember, part of this is slowing down is nice. I talked to a realtor the other day, Dana. I want to leave you with this story if I could.
Yeah.
And she said to me, she said, you know, I've been at home with my kids, like all of us, by the way. All of a sudden, we're all, by the way, teachers should make $1.5 million a year. It's just my thought. But anyway, she said, you know what I discovered? I'm really much happier at home with my kids. And I said, that's awesome. And she said, I never would have known. I've been running like crazy I got into real estate 8 years ago. It's been nonstop and I've been crushing it. And I said, great, but here's the thing. You're still going to have to make a living. How do you, like, we all might love that, and she said, oh no, I think I still want to stay in real estate, but you know what? I'm going to end my day at 3 o'clock every day and be home when that bus comes in. And I'm only working 1 day over the weekend. And over the next 14 days, I'm going to use this shift to remargin my calendar. And I was thinking, you know what? What a gift that is. And then you look up and realize that Wendy Papazon's been living like that since 2008, and she's grown one of the biggest teams within our company. And you look up and realize I'm one system and model, a couple of pieces of technology, and a little bit of personal support, a way of living the best life that I can live based on my big why and today's priorities. And if that's not the gift of the shift, friends, I don't know what is.
Perfect story to end on. That's so great. Inspirational. Oh yeah, someone just actually made a great point. The guilt of constantly trying to do something is off a bit now. That time is used to connect with our families. So true. I
love that. Well, just remember, busyness doesn't mean business. It never has. But when times are booming, we convince ourselves that it does.
Press McKissick would like for you to end with the Jason point.
Well, everybody, this has been absolutely my honor. Stay healthy, stay happy, and keep getting mind share. Talk to you guys soon.
Perfect. Thank you, Jason. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you so much.